All right, the first drill you guys are gonna do is getting into a level change, okay? So I'm gonna start in my stance, and right now I'm in a comfortable stance. I'm gonna get to a place where I'm a bit more uncomfortable, but my head and my hands are closer to my knees. So that means that they're closer to protecting my legs if I need a down block or I need to sprawl, all right? My hips are loaded and they're ready to drop down to the mat. Okay, so that's the first drill, is just sprawling. So I go from a comfortable stance, take my hands off my knees, and drop to a lower stance with my butt down, all right? My butt is down, my back is straight. From here, it's gonna be sprawling. All right, comfortable stance, low stance. Okay, the next level of that is how you're going to get up, okay? So now we'll go from a comfortable stance to our low stance, and now I'm going to build back up after the sprawl, just pushing myself backwards. I'm in my stance. I went from comfortable to a low stance. My sprawl, pushing myself backwards. Okay. I'm here in my sprawl. In my low stance, butt down, arms relaxed. Make sure that your arms can move easily, all right? Don't be so stiff. Your arms should be able to relax here. Then hands up, sprawl, push back up, back to my stance. Okay. Don't do this. All right, it's a no-go. So this is the wrong way, and this is the right way. All right, now we're gonna practice how you should be sprawling and getting back up during stance and motion. We're gonna add a circle into it. So whenever we sprawl in front of someone, we wanna move out of the way so that if they re-attack, they can't just attack us straight on so easily. So I'm here, So now I'm here, all right? A lot of times guys will shoot to one side. So if they shoot right down, I move the feet, I move all the way away, right? Kind of moving at about, what's that, 90 degrees? Okay, so, all right. So I'm down one, here, down one, here, I'm down. I'm moving all the way away, I'm moving in a circle, okay? Now when you're in stance and motion, the best way is gonna be going in a full circle back to the spot that you began at. So in stance and motion, I'll be in my stance, I'll be in my low stance. They shoot, I slip all the way back. I'm back to my low stance. They shoot, I slip all the way back. All right, back to my low stance. They shoot, I slip all the way around. Okay, all right. That's my down block, okay? Now, if I'm doing a sprawl, I wanna be moving like this in a circle. Okay. Shooting a sprawl. I'm in my stance. They shoot my sprawl. All right, there's no way to pull the legs in when my legs are this far back, okay? All right. All right, this is what a sprawl is really supposed to look like, with your head and chest up and your hips completely touching the mat, all right? I'm fully, I'm doing a full thrust right now pretty much, but I'm fully arching my back so that it's just impossible to pull my legs in. So if I was down by myself on the mat, what I would be doing is doing a Superman, picking my hands and my feet up. So, on myself, to practice the sprawl, what I would have my beginners do is start on the mat and hit a Superman. This is a sprawl. All my weight is on my belly and my hips. my hand, my feet, and my chest are not touching the mat. Okay. Another basic wrestling skill is just simply being able to gauge distance between you and your opponent. So, whenever we're gauging distance, typically, we want to use our trail leg hand. So, we start in a staggered stance usually, okay? If you lead left, that's going to be your front foot, your back foot, or your trail leg is your right foot. So everything on your right is your trailing side now. And that's the hand that I would be reaching with to gauge distance, to see, am I close enough to shoot to this person, to shoot to this person's leg, or just hit a no setup attack. Sometimes you may want to bait people. With that, I'm usually having a lot of weight on that foot, but it's even. I'm actually, you can't see, but I'm actually pushing weight into both of my feet. So that way I'm able to move fast, okay? If I just put all my weight onto my back foot or my front foot, it's very hard to move. I want to evenly distribute it by pushing weight into both of the balls of my feet. For whatever reason, that makes it where I can be very mobile. I can move very quickly, okay? If you feel like you're slow in your stance, start hitting this little foot tap, all right? Just start creating the muscle memory to pick your feet up at any time, okay? All right. So those are a few things that I would do. Again, practicing your level change is another thing that I would do in my room when I first started wrestling. I would get to my stance, hands in front of my knees, right? Practicing just having my head and my hands in front of my knees so that they're ready to block, okay? From here, I would level change in my staggered stance. Level changing at my knee to 90 degrees, my chest touching my knee. Okay. You could do this in intervals of 1 minute. You could do this in reps of 10 and maybe do 3 sets of those reps. Or you could set a timer for 5 minutes, just alternating. Whatever you do, just do it with consistency and, you know, stick to it. This is going to become muscle memory so that within the match, you're no longer gonna have to think about doing these little things, even though they matter so much. Now, another thing I would do is I would practice a stance switch. To confuse my opponent, I would practice a stance switch. So I'd be moving in my stance, all of a sudden switch my stance. Okay? Moving in my stance, fake, switch stance. Fake, switch stance. And a lot of times, when you switch your stance that way, the opponent, if they react to the fake, they've now down blocked to one side. And when you switch your stance, they've left that other side open. Because this is how most people down block. They go like this. They go like this, all their weight's on one foot. And if you have any type of speed, that's a perfect opportunity to go to a low single. So, if I fake, someone down blocks and leaves that foot open. All right, low single.